Hello everyone. This is my journey. This started 26 years ago here in this little town in Jutland, which only have this one traffic light. I'm going to tell you about how I set a alternative goal for myself, because if I haven't, I will probably still be living here in this city with probably a wife, maybe even 2 or 3 kids. Because that's the norm in my hometown, and most young people, they drop out even before high school. They maybe get an education within some craftsmanship, or maybe just work uneducated. So I realized and I told myself that that's not going to be me. But what then? Uh, yeah, like most kids, I of course had dreams. My biggest dream was becoming a professional football player, but in a young age I probably realized that that was not going to happen for me. So I started to see how could I then move on and be something else and get away from this town. Well, I started to set goals for me, and I realized that if I created a big goal for me that was more achievable than just dreaming about being a professional football player. So and I still had ambition. So if I can achieve something similar to Elon Musk, that would be nice, but probably less will also do for me. But setting goals, it's something really important. I have learned. It's like running a marathon. You have to have small, achievable goals along the way in order to get to your overall goal. So I started creating these small steps and goals for me, so I would know that I was moving in the right direction. So the first goal was getting away from my hometown. So I spent 2 years at a boarding school which had a high focus on gymnastics. Yeah, who would have thought that for a football player like me? But that was really nice to get out of the comfort zone. I began to see a future away from my hometown. So that was really a nice first step for me. The next step was high school. Here I achieved one of my early big goals, which was graduating from high school, because I was actually only the second person in my whole family on both sides which have achieved this by now. But as I said, it was only an early step. There was bigger goals waiting for me. Before that, I went on a detour for 2 years because I wasn't ready to move on. So I used 2 years to set some new goals for me, along with realizing a lot of personal goals. And I can't emphasize enough: you need to have both academical and personal goals for you. So my first stop on the detour, 8 months here in the Danish Royal Lifeguard. I really gained some unique experience, and I really learned something about structure, order, and discipline. And I even later realized that it also was a sound career investment, since many bigger companies in Denmark really see it as a nice way for young people to learn. After that, Africa, 7 weeks, amazing, unreal, really a given experience. I really first-hand experienced the cultural differences between this developing country and Denmark. It was really a big personal eye-opener for me. Next up was also a big eye-opener. 11 months in a kindergarten, and I can hands down say that working with children is something that everyone should try once in a life. Children has such an easy approach to life and happiness, and it's just amazing, and it was really a big personal experience for me. Then next up, Copenhagen Business School. Yeah, that was really a big step, and I was afraid in the first, but it took me like a month to realize that this was the place for me. So after 1 month here, I already started to create new goals. So what then? Well, a study job. That was really something that you need to move on and learn something beside the theory side. So I gained one after 1 semester already. So a really nice stepping stone for me at my career at CBS. But I had more goals, and the next goals were both academical and personal. As study abroad semester in Malaysia, I experienced some of the most amazing diving spots at Borneo, and also really learned about the South Asian culture. So a really nice experience. But then I came home. I needed to set some new goals and achieve some more. So I applied for the biggest company in Denmark, AP Møller Mærsk, where I've worked until leaving for New York here, and it's been an amazing experience working at this big company. So then what? Because I was at the end. I'm actually now at the end of my study, so I really needed to squeeze out the last potential here. So, what better way to do it than spending 5 months here at Columbia, one of the most prestige schools in the world, and 5 months at Manhattan? I can't think of a better way. So now back to the marathon map. You can say that I have achieved a lot of goals, and I really have. But how long am I? Am I halfway near the finish line, or have just exited the start area? I don't know. But what I know is that I'm moving forward. I'm achieving goals, and I'm moving in the right direction. So what's the next step for me? Well, I have to enjoy Colombia and New York. That's a certain thing. But when I come back, it's the masterpieces. That's the real big goal for me before I can move on to a further career. But yeah, sometimes you can feel as you're moving forward with the haste of a snail. But really, I can empathize enough. Create small goals, achieve them, then you're moving in the right direction. So set a goal and start moving in the right direction.